Welcome to High Quality Conversation, episode 5, where we look at some of the craziest news articles and the things happening around the world. This week, I have about 10 to 12 that I laughed my butt off finding. It was really easy this week. So let's dive right into it. To start out, we're going to start out with something really pressing, the Olympics. There's been a lot of drama around the Olympics. There was I want to say a skier or the guy that gets in one of those things and goes really fast. He had a thing on his helmet, a Ukrainian Olympian, and his father was his trainer his whole life. He wasn't allowed to compete. Heartbreaking. The article that I looked up is way less heartbreaking, actually, unless you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend that is an Olympian in the Olympic Village right now. Olympic athletes, this is the headline. Olympic athletes promised fresh stocks of condoms on Valentine's Day after villages run short. Now, the Olympic Village, the Winter Olympics, had 10,000 condoms on hand for this day because they knew, Valentine's Day, these people are lonely. What else are they going to do besides spend time with each other? 10,000 condoms, 2,800 athletes, gone in a day. We got cultures mixing at an Olympic level rate. We got people here, 2,800 athletes, 10,000. I'm pretty sure none of these people were reusing them. You know what I'm saying? So people were getting active and there were some freaks out there. Because I know not every athlete was having sex. There's just no way. So here's a direct quote. We can confirm that condom supplies in the Olympic villages were temporarily depleted due higher than anticipated demand. Valentine's Day falls on it. Y'all know these people were going to get up. I get it. 10,000 condoms. What, you thought they're just going to one-time each other? What about people staying over and hitting it one more time before they leave? What about the goodbye sex, right? This is just one day, y'all. The Italian organizing committee said in a statement Saturday, additional supplies are being delivered and will be distributed across all villages between today and Monday. Today is Monday. So apparently these guys are back on getting condoms. While 300,000 condoms were provided to more than 10,000 athletes in the 2024 Paris Summer Olympics, the original stock is much lower. Less athletes, less sex. 300,000 condoms for the Summer Olympics? Libido's real, y'all. This is Olympic level libido, Olympic level horniness, and Olympic levels of if any of these people get pregnant, we got another Olympian on our hands. Another direct quote. I think 10,000 have been used today. Go figure. It looks like Valentine's Day is in full swing in the village. Now, Olympic athletes for years have said that the Olympics are exactly what you think they are. It's kind of like high school. It's kind of like everyone's here for a cool thing. Everyone's pretty attractive because they're in shape. You're gonna see people you want to sleep with. You're gonna spend a lot of time with these people. And if your Olympic sport isn't until, let's say, later in the week, or maybe you get there a little bit, besides training, what else are you doing? Here's what I will say. If there was a demon out there catching Pokemon from every village, from every country, and you won gold, this is one of the this lore that these athletes are going to have is going to be hilarious. Yeah, I went gold and also met your dad there, who also won gold. We met at the Olympics. Wow. What a story. What a story of horniness and love. I'm still stuck on 300,000 condoms for 10,000 athletes. Wow, yo. Wow. Maybe I'm underestimating the amount of horniness that is going on and partying and fun that goes on in these Olympic villages, because I do know that there are drugs, sex. These people are, more or less powerful because it's the Olympics and you're an Olympian. That's what runs the world, and I'm happy these people are getting involved. Now, if I was an Olympian, right, I would like to think that if it was my first swing around, I would be very focused and very determined until a gymnast from Spain. Now, I mean, Summer Olympics, Winter, it doesn't really matter. So I'll talk Winter Olympics. Until a skier that just did 4 backflips and screamed at the top of her lungs finds me attractive, I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm folding. Who am I to say no to this gold medalist? I haven't even performed yet. Maybe getting some of this will, her gold medal aura will rub off on me if we rub together, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But Winter Olympics. Winter Olympics. I love it. On to another sport, actually, which is pretty funny. On to another sport, pickleball. Here's what it says on the cover. Here's what our article says. Pickleball argument sparks a brawl at Florida Country Club. Direct quote. A 63-year-old man was charged Sunday with 2 counts of felony battery on a person 65 or older and his 51-year-old wife who joined in the fight in Port Orange, Florida. He was charged with a single count of felony battery on a person 65 or older, according to the arrest affidavit. So, 2 people were playing, one of them being a married couple, and arguments spurred up about shots being made in what is known as a marked area on either side of the net. I don't know any of these rules. So I guess they were having a big dispute over a rule and something that was hit in the kitchen. When I first read that, I was like, dude, 65 years old, you're telling another dude's wife to get back in the kitchen? Like, this is random as hell. But I'm starting to realize the kitchen is a part of the pickleball court. Interesting, kind of like the end zone, I guess. 63-year-old man and a 65-year-old. See, now that I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing this as a country club in Florida, I thought this was maybe one of those situations where there's a weird younger man that knocked out an older guy, and this is just horrible. Like, this guy might die because of this. This sounds like a friendly fade to me. 63 and 65. I understand the guy's 63. Now he's getting a felony battery on a guy 65 or older. Bro, by the time this hits trial, he'll be 65. I don't know. I feel like we could get that down to just battery, right? Not on a person 65 or older. Now, the wife getting involved. Here's another thing that I'm seeing. Real. This is Florida. Another thing that I noticed. Over 20 people were involved in this brawl. I think like I don't know if I said that already. No, I didn't. Over 20 people were involved in this brawl. All because of pickleball. I don't know what kind of competitive spirit 2 guys over 60 have for these 2 to like get into it. I'm really wondering about that. But I don't really feel that bad. And also another key word, country club. I don't really know if this is something that is crazy as I thought. I mean, the headline's crazy. Pickleball argument sparks brawl. Yeah, and then you realize it's 2 rich old people that definitely have better stuff to do than play pickleball. But I mean, I actually take that back. Pickleball is real, especially for older people, bro. It's a really good way to stay active, get the blood flowing. I didn't want to let that be the final note on pickleball. But 2 dudes fighting at a pickle. This reminds me of like, yo, brawl starts at tennis courts. 31 and 33-year-old man fight over whether a ball was in or not. It sounds like these 2 dudes need to chill the hell out and not play each other in pickleball ever again. Obviously the 60-year-old man is going to be banned. So this 65-year-old, whatever these 2 got into or whatever he responded with, you got to chill out. But it is Florida, man. It's Florida, man. You never know what'll happen in Florida. I'm actually starting to realize that, though, because I live in New York now. I've been here about a year, and I'm realizing the true differences in these states, but also the connections, the attitudes, the crazies, the kind of standing on business Florida does is kind of the same almost same standing on business as New York does. There's a lot of people travel between the two places. It sounds like this was two people just, the two paths crossed. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like to me. Shout out the 65-year-old for standing on business too. I didn't see anything on him going in the hospital. Headcanon tells me, said something out of line. You're getting close to the net. We're gonna get into it. Looks like it's just guys being dudes and the wife protecting her man. 65-year-old man, 51-year-old wife, might I add. Come on, bro. Rich people fighting on country club pickleball courts in Florida. It doesn't get better than this. This is America. Next article. You guys are going to know this one. Australia's mushroom murderer got life sentence. Prosecutors say it is not enough. Now, I'm not too sure what Australia's laws are in terms of death penalties. Let's look that up real quick because I'm not a stupito. I know you guys heard that typing. I'm real. The death penalty in Australia is completely abolished. Okay. So I'm not really sure what they mean it's not enough. I mean, she's going to be in their prison. Isn't that all you guys can do? To update you guys, this lady, Patterson, 50-year-old mother of two, was sentenced in early September for convicted of killing three of her estranged husband's relatives. Now, to give you guys a little bit of an update, this lady has poisoned people in the past. This person has tried to poison her husband and even invited her husband over to this dinner. Why his family went to this dinner when he was not going to this dinner makes no sense to me and hasn't since the beginning, and I'm sure hasn't made sense to any of you. I digress. Next. Of course, when you go there, the lady that the guys told you her food has made me sick and sent to the hospital before. No, I'm not going over there. This is suspicioso. They go and die. Mushroom poisoning. Cooked it in their dish. Maybe it was a little beef Wellington, right? Maybe she looked up a Gordon Ramsay video and used that in the beef Wellington. But she'll be, okay, I see why people are saying it's not. She'll be eligible for parole in 33 years, and she would be 82 years old. So I guess in their sense, what they're saying is, look, she killed 3 people. I'm not sure why an 82-year-old person that killed 3 people, what else does she have to do? She might go and kill more people, you know? Or maybe the argument is she killed everyone she needed to in 25 years. In that amount of time when she's 82, maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't know the thought behind it, but it seems like killing 3 people using mushrooms to poison them should get you life in prison. Now, if this was a situation where the ex-husband used to, beat on her, if the ex-husband used to blah, 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 he invites the whole family, she plays the family comes over, she doesn't poison the family, and she kills the husband. Her plan all along. But context, right? In this imaginary world, he's abusive. He's threatening her verbally, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna get our kids. He's really, and she K's this dude. Police haven't been doing anything for years. Like, he's just a menace. I have to do something. Like, she genuinely felt that. We could talk parole all day. She murdered 3 of his elderly relatives. Oh my gosh. Parole 82, she might do something, bro. If he's still alive, she's gonna go kill him. If he's still alive, she's gonna get out 82 and she's gonna go kill him. That's what's gonna happen. So, another direct quote. The gravity of your offending warrants the imposition of the maximum penalties for your crimes. Now, it sounds like if people are upset, it doesn't sound like the maximum penalties, because is Australia if you're a murderer, you're allowed parole at 82 for killing 3 people? I don't know. The mushroom murderer, they're calling her. Okay, so here's the main question facing the jury. Here's what the defense had to say. Did Patterson knowingly put death cap mushrooms in the dish to petition her killing her guests? This this doesn't even feel like a question that Saul Goodman would ask. You know what I mean? Like this seems so out of left field because there has been a police report on her before. She's made people sick with her food before. 3 people died, specifically none related to her directly. Kids didn't. She didn't get sick. Only those 3. If I was the state or the country of Australia, if I was a lawyer defending Australia, I would laugh in this defender's face, look at the jury and go, yo. So she's saying she didn't knowingly put this in the thing. So how come only 3 people died? How come everybody at this dinner, oh, well, I made different, then how come you didn't die? If you used all of these in the same thing, why didn't you die? I'm wondering. Okay, secondly, what a coincidence it is that you bought death cap mushrooms from your local market, from the mushroom guy, and he accidentally gave you death cap mushrooms that'll kill you instead of normal mushrooms, and you coincidentally, do you see what I'm doing here? It's already crazy. So you want to make this crazier, and then because that's the thing, we still have to find where these death cap mushrooms came from. So now you accidentally got them, right? So where'd you accidentally buy them? And where did that dude accidentally find his? And where did that dude so many coincidences, right? No, it's just life. And she basically did. But they wanted life without parole. She got parole, and she's going to appeal her convictions. A judge said that Patterson's prison conditions are what is making her eligible for parole, given her, I guess, mental or physical health and the age she would be getting released. Australia recently has been dealing with a lot of public cases. That's something Australia isn't, besides like crazy fighting bugs, besides the fire-breathing, flying cockroach, camel fucking spider biting your dick. Besides that, I don't really, and like animal attacks, whether it be sharks or recently it was dingoes, a Canadian backpacker was attacked. I could actually talk about that after this too. Dude, the shooting, that was major news that Australia's had to deal with, and also grief from. Shout out that guy who sprinted and tackled the man with that gun. That was crazy. The video's nuts. This as well. This is the largest, I would say, it's unprecedented media coverage for a case in Australia. Whether you're talking about books, TV, like this is gonna go everywhere. This might become a TV series. She's kind of like a unattractive older Love Quinn in a sense, and killing. But this is obviously it's something that she definitely doesn't want to deal with. And in terms of Australia's prisons, apparently it's even to a point where Australia's kind of worried about her in prison, given her killing innocent people. It's not that the husband has some sort of power to send a hit out. It's the fact that this is so unprecedented that even in prison, a person like her who didn't necessarily kill children, didn't harm, but murdered for nothing. She didn't even hit anybody she wanted. She just killed to kill. A lot of people in prison don't necessarily have that. A lot of people in prison have their reasonings for doing things, whether it be through they were at a bad place through addiction and they even regret it. They might have even felt like they needed to steal. They might even felt like they needed to kill. Their time in prison is not spent the same way mentally in their mind as this person is. So I could see that being a risk. She has a maximum security rating. She's going to spend a lot of time alone. She's going to really run crazy. She's probably going to die sick in prison, alone, and sad. But this isn't something that Australia is necessarily used to. The case that I mentioned earlier, I'm forgetting her name. I'm gonna look that up again. But a Canadian backpacker was attacked by dingoes. Her name is Piper James, 19-year-old Canadian backpacker Piper James, which I'm not going to be harsh on it, but backpacking to me is just one of those things. Solo backpacking as a woman, a teenager, is a very much like, dog, just please, like, it's not like, it's the definition. Like, if my kid was like trying to tell me, no, I'm doing it, like, bro, if please be safe, because people die doing this. People die every day, like just spending their time like, I'm not gonna go to college, I'm gonna go and just travel the world. And it's just a very scary thing, in my opinion, that people think they can do. You think you're gonna go travel the world at 19 as a young woman, a young white woman? I'm gonna go to Africa, I'm gonna go to Australia, I'm gonna go, like, just go, like, even backpacking through Europe alone, a teen, like, bro, a woman tripping, bro. Dudes get murked all the time talking about, oh yeah, I'm solo backpacking as a woman. I just feel so horrible for the parents, for that, because I understand. When you're coming from that space, my family would never. No one in my family has ever came to thought. I personally think it's more of a, like, finding yourself, or maybe it's really a money, like, you don't really have much going on kind of thing. A lot of people from money do kind of this, not talking about this woman, right? That's just me in backpacking. But when she got found, a lot of people were like, so she was found being ate by dingoes, but she had originally drowned. People are saying she drowned. Now everyone's like, we all know the dingoes didn't do that. We all know who did this. It was a man that drowned her. And that, stop. Are y'all valid? For sure valid. Because y'all remember the story about the dude who got, maybe he didn't do, but I understand where y'all are coming from. Woman drowns near beach. Woman alone drowns near beach. Look, y'all, it does happen. I'm being dead serious. I grew up in California. I grew up in Hawaii. I grew up in Japan. These are the places that I bounced around my entire life. If you think people aren't just drowning, you're naive. You are very naive. People drown that know they can't swim. Why the fuck were you there? You know what I'm saying? Now this woman, dingoes, this is what I mean by alone, bro. Like, I'm super happy that people from Australia are speaking up and going, yo, bro, like, I'm not trying to shoot your balloon or anything, pop your balloon right now, but dingoes do kill people. And actually, recently, it's been semi-frequent. There was a guy that says he has scars on his arm from getting bit by a dingo while he was in water. And over there, when dingoes get aggressive, they kill them. Oh, why did you kill the animals? Bro, come on, bro. Like, this is just a horrible, 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 horrible situation. And if something comes out where they found out that she did get, let's say, assaulted and murdered, okay, even more of a reason to stop going alone backpacking. Why are you, as a woman, going backpacking alone, walking on beaches that say dingoes everywhere, dingoes everywhere? I've looked at all of this. It's all right here on my computer. I've looked at all this. Everything in my mind told me that this woman needed to be either at home or in school. Or if this was something, maybe I'm naive, right? This woman needed to be at home. She did not need to be in Australia alone at a time where no one was there ever, with dozens of signs that you will die with dingoes. And then all these uneducated people going, dingoes don't go in water. Who the fuck are you? Do you think these fuckers are are the demons from Lord of the Rings. I know, stop. The ring bear, I know, I'm just running here. Do you think when they see water, they're like, oh, no, water? Dingoes, they're wild animals and good swimmers. I'm not saying they could swim across the Atlantic Ocean, but if you think you're swimming away from a dingo that fast, 6 dingoes, like while you're sprinting, they're right behind you still. Dingoes could have drowned her, dragged her ass right back in and went to work. That is obviously not the best way to say that. I mean this entire segment with the utmost respect. Stop backpacking. Stop. Find purpose in your fucking life, or else you're going to get ate by dingoes, you're going to get kidnapped, you're going to get robbed, there's just going to be times, bro. And rest in peace, paradise, and power to this woman, because she was obviously just a free-spirited woman, just having fun. And then the fun doesn't really get fun. And then as parents, you wonder, right? Like this wasn't that kid who was having fun cliff diving, jumping off in a pier where there's not never sharks, but the clear water, you don't see anything. And then his other friend had to jump in because he got attacked by a shark. That is not this. You know what I'm saying? That's a story where I'm like, that is kids being kids. Backpacking across the world by yourself is not kids being kids, bro. I'm sorry. I would never let my child do something like that. I would never let my future children do anything like that, because I basically think you're signing their life to the universe, to whatever and whoever wants them. That's what I genuinely think. It's just a horrible, 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 horrible thing. Just a horrible thing. And even with the guy with the sharks, it's like, I think that was a horrible thing. I think that kid deserves to be in the friend who jumped in and dragged him out. And I know saints are reserved for people who aren't alive anymore, but man, that kid, I shed some real internal tears for that kid, like when he was describing what was happening. Brother, come on. Let me see if I can find a news article that we'll all like. Cause I need to change the topic from death to iguana tacos. Yeah, iguana tacos. You heard me actually correctly. I almost forgot that I had this. So it seems like the internet is going crazy because, quote, this is the title, quote, daring cook, right? Daring cook. Sorry, my screen's weird. Daring cook makes frozen iguana tacos after falling from trees in Florida. To the horror online viewers, 21 souls in one meal is crazy because the meat on them, they just don't hold that much meat. There was one trend going on first, heating up the iguanas because it got cold. They would fall out. They would go into whatever their little comas, and people would heat them up. They'd wrap them up in boxes, maybe put a heating blanket around them, and you'd see them start to wake up. Super cute, super fun. This guy decided to throw his hat in the ring and make iguana tacos because they're all just falling. It's free meat, right? Okay. Now, to answer your question, yes, he's white. Yes, he's balding. And yes, he's very red. To answer your second question, the tacos look really good. 3, green iguanas are invasive species in South Florida and are recommended to kill them. But the nickname that he's saying, but they do have a nickname, the chicken of the trees, because they're absolutely delicious. So rather than let this one go to waste, we're going to make tacos. Whenever we have cold fronts and they start falling, a lot of people will go out, collect them to help control the number in the population. We decided to do it in a different way. He shared that he found 20 eggs inside the iguana, so by removing this one iguana, we actually saved the environment from over 20 iguanas this spring. In addition to making tacos, he also presented up attempted to preserve the skin in an effort to reduce waste. As you keep going with this story, this guy's kind of cooking. He's kind of taking the old um, beaver, squirrel kind of methods, and it's pretty interesting, bro. Maybe you can make some iguana skin boots. Now right here is a Florida Taco Man, and this is how you do it. Some viewers are saying 21 souls in one meal is insane. So basically it took him, I don't know if they're counting the eggs or it took him 21 iguana meats to like serve dinner for his family. But I mean, they're invasive. Who really gives a fuck? If I go to this guy, if I ever go to a house in Florida and they say they're making tacos and I said, oh my gosh, what is this? Are these chicken tacos? And they say it's iguana, I will spit it out and slap them across the fucking face. Because I don't need, right? I don't need some random guy cooking some random reptile and serving it to me without telling me. There's a reason you didn't tell me, because I'm not eating it now. I have a joke about this. If I'm eating something like this, something crazy, in my opinion, eating frozen reptiles that fall from trees, even if it's a chicken from a tree, I think it's a little wild. If I went to a well-known, renowned restaurant and they had iguana tacos on it and they had a Michelin star, not even a Michelin star, but just like, we're talking well-known, chef got a couple articles about him, no food poisoning situation here ever, I am ordering the iguana tacos. It's basically how I've tried so many new things throughout my life, living in different countries, living in different states. If it's at a good restaurant, try it. It's a good restaurant for a reason. They're doing they're known, right? But you wouldn't ask a guy like me to cook you iguana tacos. I would cook you some classic street asada tacos. I wouldn't cook you an iguana. I don't know the first thing to do that. I know how to put beer in a bag with meat and a bunch of seasoning and a bunch of lime juice and cilantro. I just know how to do that. I don't know how to skin an iguana. So I'm not sure if this guy goes to jail for this. Not really, but I'm saying like social jail. But he's on probation. He's on watch. He's on DEA, social Q, social societal watch. Let's call it that. We'll call it that. Because I don't necessarily, they're invasive. This guy's kind of cooking. Oh my gosh. Now to some, oh my gosh. Should we go serious news or should we do one last funny news? Okay, well, let's do one last funny news before we get semi-serious. Doctors deliver surprise baby while removing mom's 22-pound cyst. Ryu? Asian and Mexican? Interesting. Ryu Lopez developed outside his mom's womb, and she didn't know because he was hidden by a basketball-sized ovarian cyst. Now, she knew the cyst was growing, and here's what is, this is why this story is crazy, right? We've seen stuff like this, but this is what's crazy. Just in 1 in 30,000 pregnancies occur in the abdomen. I don't know why I wanted to say abdominal so bad. In the abdomen instead of the uterus. And those that make it to full term are essentially unheard of, meaning this is far less than a 1 in a million chance that it was healthy outside the womb and she had a giant cyst that she had to be removed. Wow. Like, holy crap. So I guess she's been monitoring the mass since she was in her 20s, leaving it in place after removing her right ovary and another cyst. So non-usual pregnancy symptoms such as morning sickness, but she didn't have a period in her cycle as irregular. She sometimes goes years without one. That, if you guys don't know, is fairly normal. I knew a girl that didn't have her period for years because of birth control. That was just one of the things that was an effect of it. So pretty normal. But the sickness, I'm sure she probably thought was connected to the cyst. I thought maybe she thought it was probably a sickness, even though I don't know. But so she had to do a CT scan. But before doing any CT scan, because you're doing radiation exposure, she had to take a pregnancy test. And her face was wild. Wowza. A blessing to say the least. To the man that's been sleeping with her, if she does not have a consistent boyfriend. Oh my God, I should have kept reading. Shared the news with her husband at a Dodgers baseball game in August, handing him a package with a note on inside. Fuck the Dodgers, but shout out the family, but fuck the Dodgers. Actually, fuck this article. Blessings to you, fuck the Dodgers. You guys spend $5 billion a year on... Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. We're talking news here. Now to, unfortunately, the real news. Oh no. Oh no. Scary, but interesting. AI. AI has been doing so much over the last year. AI has been being introduced into our lives. People are suggesting that we very much integrate it seamlessly. And if we don't, you're just fighting against the system, right? Well, Ukraine, quote, headline, Ukraine's killer AI drones are back with a vengeance. It seems that AI and Ukraine are getting along great, and they have seemingly won the race in AI technology. There have been an uptick of over 200%, I want to say. I have to go scroll down to 2026 AI Spring. Much bigger hit rates, 10% hit rate versus 70% now or more. We're having over 180 people die a day on the Russian side because of AI drones. I'm not talking about war here. I'm not talking about Ukraine versus Russia. I'm not talking about sending money. I want you to just think about that one thing. Let's take one thing at a time, right? And I think that's my biggest thing because we get so caught up, and that's how these weird back and forth. I mean, we have to discuss one thing at a time. Nearly 200 people a day are dying like this. What's that noise? In what way, what's stopping a country from making so many, hundreds of thousands of these and sending them out, right? Hits, terrorist attacks, buildings, AI technology I understand this is a lot. This isn't necessarily just AI, but we're getting there. Man-used drones turning into autonomous drones that can regulate and stay in a place and target certain people at any given time and then attack and stay hidden. And brother, crazy. Sarah Connor, Transformers. Come on now. Terminator. That's not Transformers. Terminator. It's just a very scary thing. And I want to give you guys a reference too. Now, John Curacao mentioned this on one of his interviews. I throw it on all the time when I'm doing laundry and cleaning. He's a CIA whistleblower, spent time in prison. He was reminding us of a story out of a certain place that we send a lot of money right now. And he was saying that they bought a company that made pagers and then implanted bombs in all of these pagers, got all the people that they weren't messing with to get these pagers, this group, because they used pagers, and then boom. Around the world, everybody at once. And anybody that didn't get boomed, They just destroyed the whole building that they lived in. Not even anywhere near you. This is where we're leaning and normalizing it. That's my subject at hand. I don't believe normalizing people not seeing each other face to face and get obviously war, no, blah, 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 blah. These people are doing it regardless whether you like it or not. Okay, that's the world I'm living in mentally. The same problem I have with nuclear warfare, mass destruction, is the same issue I'm starting to have with AI within war. You lose, you normalize death, you normalize and are starting to be mentally prepared. Like your baseline is now raising for death and destruction. Whereas before, the topic of I'm not sending these boys or these men and women, these boys and girls, some of them 18 to 20, like those are fucking children, bro. Those are fucking kids. We're gonna kill, we're killing dudes with drones now. I didn't sign up for this. Oh, I don't want you to get shot. Can we have an open casket? Ma'am, this is not the 1980s. Your son got blown up by an autonomous drone. There is no leftover body. Something about that really scary. Really scary. Imagine right now. My room. It's just like that. That's the world that I'm seeing kind of growing. So let's look at some more percentages. For the Russians, it's 184 deaths per day. I was at what, 187? I was pretty close. Up 37% on average. These are all just drone kills. This is used, so they were using man-made drones, and now they're using AI and man-made and all this stuff, integrating this new kind of level, this new fucking tier of drone, and it's successfully fighting back. Now, you always want to say, oh, well, as long as it's in our hands, it's okay. Bro, anything in one person's hands is going to be in everyone's hands soon, if not already, and it will be. It's like the race, the arms race, the nuclear arms race. Now look, we're doing it again. The nuclear arms race is the same as the AI arms race. Everyone's like, oh, well, we're going to get it first right now, so we're going to win. But yeah, but then eventually everyone's going to get it, and then all of a sudden we're just going to repeat it, and then there's going to be another, and then we're just going to do it again. Let's do it. I'm kidding, bro. AI is scary, bro. A little bit scary in that sense. I can see how ChatGPT, you guys don't like it. Don't ask it about your emotions. But that's another thing that AI does. It takes the emotions out of things. Especially killing kids around the world. Killing soldiers around the world autonomously. It's a very, very scary thing. Let's move to something equally scary on the American side. ICE. ICE is gearing up to build mega jails and is going to spend $38 billion to do it. Now, in a memo shared with the New Hampshire Governor, Kelly Ayotte, ICE has outlined its $38.3 billion plan to launch a new detention center model that would expand the agency's detention capacity by 92,600 beds by the end of 2026. Another quote, this effort aims to meet the growing demand for bed space and streamline the detention and removal process, focusing on non-traditional facilities built specifically to support ICE needs. The memo, this model includes the acquisition and renovation of 8 large-scale detention centers and 16 processing sites, as well as the acquisition of 10 existing turnkey facilities, meaning they just like half-assed it and turned it, facilities where ICE Aero already operates. That's enough. Mega Centered was housed 7,000 to 10,000 detainees per periods, averaging less than 60 days. Okay, so at this point, they're going to be spending $38.3 billion of our money that they aren't sending overseas, but our money, right? So whatever we have left, whatever scraps and pennies, $38.3 billion of those dollars are going to be made to put more people that do not belong there in prison, in an ICE facility. Cool. $38.3 $38.3 billion to put more people that don't belong in jail in jail. $38.3 billion. Billion. I just want to keep saying that so we can all get that across. I'm going to stop. We're arresting people that have no business. 10 years, 10, 20 years in America, no crime, paying taxes, working a job, creating relationships. Kids are American citizens. Grandkids possibly are American citizens. But let's spend $36 billion so we could get more of those people in there. That's how I read that. That's how I read that. I mean, we need so much more space. We need 92,600 more beds for US citizens, right? Because they've arrested US citizens and put US citizens in these facilities, and we're still there. They don't care. Like, I need you guys to realize how much they don't care. We're talking about nonviolent offender, people who specifically they said they would not target, right? And then even US citizens that are in there. And then you would think the moment they find out that you're a US citizen, you'd be released. No. That is the clearest sign that I can tell you that we are being screwed as Americans. And people that you would say, oh, well, they're the people in these facilities aren't the people you want in there. The people in these facilities are the people like me, are the people like you, are the people that make America great. It doesn't need to be made great again. Actually, what's funny is make America great again. I didn't need to think we needed to make America anything again or go back to anything in the past until y'all showed up. So I just don't know how many other examples a US citizen is being held. US citizens are being deported and held in ICE facilities. US citizens, too. So to that crowd, that should be the pen drop. That should be this is the Gestapo. This is a weird, this is organized gang. This is organized racism. This is organized, it's just, sorry they hate themselves, because after they get all the people that they think they're getting out, guess who's next? It's you. It's you. You're not getting shit, bro. You're now the new lowest American, you're the lowest American citizen on the totem pole now. Always have been, always will be. But since you let them call you a spick, you let them make a board, you let them call you a wetback so it's funny. Same people, man, same people I saw let people say whatever around them growing up. I'm a quarter black, and I'd have black people that would just let white people say whatever around them, disrespect them, say that more. And I'm not saying like I would just walk away. They're not my friend. You're not cool. Like you're a weirdo. Them, that's what I'm saying, bro. We all have different definitions of different things, but this is not American. This is not the government that you all voted for, and definitely not the one that I voted for because I didn't vote for it. Next. We got AI and $38 billion prisons. Okay, we're gonna soften this up a little. We're gonna soften this up with a little bit of a funny story. Artillery, 8-inch World War I, not even World War II, 8-inch World War I artillery shell discovered in patient's butt. It's exactly what you were thinking. 24-year-old had been rushed to the emergency room somewhere in fucking Europe, it looks like. Let's look up where this is. Toulouse? Yeah, Toulouse. I feel like I know where this is. Toulouse. Sweet. France? Toulouse, the capital of France, Octanery. Okay, French. Love is in the city of love, huh? Love shoving things up your ass, I guess. Unnamed 24-year-old rushed to the hospital Poor fellow was in a state of extreme discomfort, having inserted a large object up his rectum. And the photo is, wow. I mean, it's World War One. Let's look that up. Average World War One artillery size. What the fuck is a... I'm American, bro. Oh my God. It was pretty big. 6 to 12 inches though. And then like 3 in diameter. Wowza. Found that up his ass. And I guess this isn't the first time this has happened. And actually, in recent memory, a couple years ago, a World War II veteran had a piece of shrapnel lodged in his butt still, but it was explosive shrapnel. So they had to call the bomb squad in and help them remove it too. My gosh. It really makes you think. Think about this. Things were not that far away, bro. Like those beautiful grassy hills you see in Europe, those were trenches, right? Like in 50 years, I thought about this. In like another 50 years, people are going to be like riding dirt bikes on top of that, like, rum, rum, rum. And then we're going to be like, huh, I wonder what this was before. Who the fuck knows? Bro, it was only 100 years ago World War happened here. People are still shoving World War I memorabilia up their ass. Like, could you imagine if like, I couldn't imagine in like 100 years someone still even has World War I memorabilia to shove up their ass. But World War II, this guy still had shrapnel on his butt. He was like, bro, I don't know what it is, but the last couple years, my butt's just been fucking uncomfortable. You have a bomb in there. Sheesh. Pretty crazy. That did lighten my mood. That did lighten my mood. Let's lighten it up a little bit more. CIA whistleblower. John Kirikow, whatever his name is. Hilarious, funny. I think he has a future in television writing. And I also think he has a future in just nonstop talking. He should literally always talk. He should blow every whistle pause. And it also gives you a funny idea of the things that are happening and the things we're getting normalized to, right? Now, if this was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and this information came out, I feel like this would be scattered across world news for about 2 weeks, right? He'd get his 2-week segments across all national news. Every interview would be everywhere, and then everyone would forget. Now, the internet's kind of funny now. Things stick a little bit more. Things pass, but things also stick, and John's sticking to the internet. He's telling us, reminding us about all the crazy things, but here's what's funny. It's almost like this generation, including mine and younger, we kind of have this reaction to things. It's kind of like, oh my God, that's wild. We had an idea. We saw things like when he first came out and whistle blew, we all saw that when we were younger. Now we've seen a lot more. Things are coming out. Epstein stuff's coming out. Whistleblowing's coming out. This guy's coming out with funny stories. It's just so interesting how much information is not only getting normalized, but now that we're getting confirmation of. He's told dozens. There's a joke going around like I literally have never heard the same story twice out of this guy. And it's true. I haven't. Like, this motherfucker is saying things that I have never even... Torture, for example. You think waterboarding, you think not sleeping. We've seen it in some movies even. They're just blasting rock music and beating them. Bro, they would kill people, bring them back to life, and shove hummus up their ass. For good. I guess it's he says this all the time. He says, for Uncle Sam. We did it for Uncle Sam. You shoved hummus up a guy's ass for Uncle Sam? Another funny story. He had to get information from this gay guy, this gay government guy from another country, so he acted gay. Now to that guy's, I mean, until he sees this interview, for a good 10 years, to that guy's knowledge, they were just gay best friends. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gay in the CIA and you're gay. We could just be gay. No, yeah, I'm not into you because I don't like hairy guys. That's what he said. But he said, I thought you'd be a nice little gay friend. Like, we could just be gay friends because there's not really many of us in this, world. In their world of CIA and rich people with money, right? Not many of them, even though some of you would probably say they all are. I don't know. Next, and our final topic, It's gonna be pretty quick. Pam Bondi. It'll probably be my starting topic next week. Pam Bondi, deserter of women, had a quote that said, if we were to prosecute and let everyone know what's really going on in the world, our entire structure of America would collapse. And that's exactly what we all want. That's where I'm at. If these people aren't prosecuted, if these names don't come out, the next party that comes out, I'm assuming the Democrats are going to win. I'm assuming, if I had to guess, there's a lot. I mean, statistically speaking, voters' remorse is at its highest than it's been in like 30 years, 40 years, like where we're talking like decades now. ICE isn't really helping. If I had to guess, if these people, if the Democratic Party, like Newsom, which I doubt he will, but if he doesn't, if a Democratic candidate doesn't prosecute these people and to the full extent and show the world that we are not letting this happen again, and these people can't just run amok and run the world the way they think they can, this is going to turn into the boys revolt situation. This is going to turn into, maybe some of you aren't going to get as dramatic of a result, but like I'll put it like this. We're not going to burn down the Capitol if there's like a Democratic nominee in there. But if a Republican nominee wins again and this continues for another 4 years, we're going to have probably close to a social civil war. Like, there's going to be fights among people more at the highest rate. People are going to act like nothing matters, but everything does. It's just going to keep getting crazier and crazier and weirder and weirder. So when Pam Bondi said, if we were to prosecute and expose all the people on that list, the structure of America we know today would collapse. That's exactly what we're asking for. And secondly, it wouldn't collapse. The government we know today can withstand anger, right? We're all angry, and that's not enough. The government we know today can withstand protesting. We know that. The government we know today can probably withstand admitting that all the people that you know and have been supporting the last 12 years are fucking pedophiles, are screwing us over, want us to send all of our money overseas. You want to take our money. You want to be taxed less. I'm assuming the CIA, FBI, everyone is all in on like a Newsom or that one guy from Maryland. I'm forgetting his name. I'm sorry for the disrespect. I like you too. I'm pretty sure it's Maryland, but I'm assuming they know that too. I'm assuming the world knows that if this goes on for another 8, for another 5, we're looking at a really interesting time in America. Things are going to get busy. And let's just see how it goes. Sorry to end that on such a serious note. Geesh, I should have maybe ended with the condoms and Olympics. But thank you guys so much for watching. Honestly, whenever I find about 10 to 12 articles, I'll post an episode. So maybe 2 episodes a week if that's fun. I'm going to post it all on the internet. So if you want to see the segments there, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is going to be how the show's going to be now. I get high. We have a quality conversation about stuff happening around the world. Funny, crazy, entertaining. It has to be something. So thank you so much for watching. You know what to do. Like this, subscribe to this, and keep coming back. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm going to post shows here on all my socials too. Have a good day. That's it.